The text arrived at 7:42 p.m., right as I was finishing a client presentation. A simple message, clearly not meant for me. Can't wait to feel your hands on me tonight. She's working late again. My husband's phone number glowed at the top of the screen, but somehow it had come through on my work phone. A glitch in our shared cloud account, I suppose. Technology, revealing secrets one sync error at a time. I'm Gabriel, though most people call me Gabby. 15 years of marriage taught me to recognize Nathan's texting patterns. This wasn't his style. Too direct, too desperate, young. The kind of message someone writes when they think they're being subtle. I sat in my office, staring at those words until they burned into my retinas. My fingers hovered over the keyboard, tempted to play along, to draw out more details. But I already knew. The pieces had been there for months. The late nights at the restaurant, the sudden interest in looking younger, the way he tensed when his phone buzzed. Gabby? Lucas knocked on my doorframe. The Henderson account needs your sign-off. Cancel the family dinner tonight, I said, not looking up. The one you've been planning for weeks? Your niece's celebration dinner? My niece, Chloe. 24, ambitious, and apparently not content with just an internship at my company. No? I changed my mind, my voice steadying. Let's have dinner, all of us. It would be rude to cancel when everyone's made time to celebrate Chloe's achievements. Lucas lingered, concern etched on his face. Are you okay? You look... I'm fine. I stood, smoothing my skirt. Just realized something I should have seen coming. The next 3 hours crawled by. I watched the office empty, watched Chloe leave early to prepare for tonight, watched my computer screen blur as I tried to focus on anything except the message still burning on my phone. At 8:30 p.m., I walked into our favorite restaurant. Nathan had insisted on hosting at his workplace. Now I understood why. Everyone was already seated, my sister Sarah beaming with pride, Chloe wearing a dress that cost more than her monthly intern salary, and Nathan, my husband of 15 years, who couldn't quite meet my eyes. I took my seat, ordered a bottle of wine, and waited for the perfect moment. It came during the main course, when Chloe raised her glass for a toast. I have an announcement, she said, glancing at Nathan. I lifted my phone. So do I. 3 days after the dinner disaster, I'm still finding pieces of the wine glass I shattered. Tiny shards glinting in the carpet, waiting to draw blood. Like memories that refuse to fade. Chloe's smug smile, Nathan's stammered excuses, Sarah's horrified gasp when I showed them all the text. My office feels different now, safer somehow. Here, I can pretend I'm just Gabrielle Thompson, successful business consultant, not the woman whose husband knocked up her niece. The Henderson proposal needs revisions, Lucas says, hovering in my doorway. He's been doing that a lot lately, watching me like I might crack. And Chloe called in sick again. Of course she did. I keep typing, focusing on the screen. Tell HR she needs a doctor's note. No exceptions. Gabby. He steps inside, closing the door. Maybe you should take some time. I'm fine. The words come out sharper than intended. Sorry, I need to work. My phone buzzes. Nathan again. 38 missed calls since that night. I silence it without looking. Have you talked to Sarah? The question hits like a punch. My sister's silence hurts more than Nathan's betrayal. She's always been the fixer, the mediator. Now she won't even answer my texts. She's protecting her daughter. The bitterness in my voice surprises me. That's what mothers do, right? A knock interrupts us. Megan stands there, concern etched on her face. My best friend, who dropped everything to come over that night and help me pack Nathan's things. Lunch, she announces. No arguments. You need to eat something besides coffee and revenge fantasies. At the cafe, Megan watches me push salad around my plate. You need to tell Sarah everything, the whole truth. Why? So she can defend Chloe again? Tell me how young and confused her precious daughter is? So you can stop carrying this alone? Megan leans forward. And because Sarah deserves to know what kind of person her daughter's becoming. The pregnancy isn't the whole story, is it? I think about the files on my computer. The client information Chloe's been accessing, the emails I found, threatening Nathan with exposure unless he helped her climb the corporate ladder. No, I admit, it's not. My phone buzzes again. This time it's an email from Chloe. We should talk about my future at the company. I show Megan the screen. She reads it twice, then looks at me with steel in her eyes. What are you going to do? I'm going to teach my niece that actions have consequences. I delete the email. And I'm going to make sure she learns that lesson very, very well. The USB drive sits on my desk like a loaded gun. Inside it, every dirty little secret Chloe thought she'd hidden. Confidential client data she'd accessed, emails threatening Nathan, even draft press releases about the affair she'd prepared to destroy my reputation if I didn't play along. You need to see this, Lucas says, pulling up another file on my computer. She's been selling information to our competitors. I lean closer, scanning the evidence. Spreadsheets, meeting notes, pricing strategies, all sent from Chloe's private email to our biggest rival. When? Started 3 months ago, right around the time she began sleeping with Nathan. The pieces clicked together with nauseating clarity. This wasn't just about the affair or the pregnancy. Chloe had been playing a longer game, using my husband as leverage, while she systematically undermined my company. My phone lights up. Sarah's name appears for the first time in weeks. Gabby, we need to talk about Chloe's promotion. I almost laugh. What promotion? The senior analyst position. She said you promised. I never promised her anything. The words come out ice cold. But I'm learning a lot about what she's promised others. Silence crackles across the line. Then, she's pregnant, Gabby. Your niece is carrying your husband's child. Can't you just what? Reward her? Pretend she didn't destroy my marriage? Give her a promotion while she sells company secrets? What are you talking about? Before I can answer, Lucas gestures urgently. On my screen, a new email from Chloe to Nathan. If Aunt Gabby doesn't announce my promotion by Friday, I'm going public. Hope you're ready for everyone to know what kind of person she really is. Sarah, I say quietly, you should come to my office. There's something you need to see. I'm not interested in your revenge fantasies. This isn't about revenge. This is about who your daughter really is. The door opens. Chloe walks in, wearing a fitted dress that shows off her slight baby bump. Her smile freezes when she sees Lucas at my computer. Aunt Gabby, she starts, voice honey-sweet. I was hoping we could discuss my career path. I hold up the USB drive. Oh, we're going to discuss a lot more than that. Her eyes narrow, calculating. You wouldn't want to hurt the baby's mother, would you? Think what people would say. I'm thinking about what the board will say. I stand slowly. And what the police might say about corporate espionage. The honey disappears from her voice. You're bluffing. Sarah, I say into the phone, still watching Chloe. Stay on the line. Your daughter has quite a story to tell. The board meeting feels like a funeral. 10 faces stare back at me while I clutch the USB drive, my career and family balanced on its tiny frame. Sarah sits in the back, pale and silent since yesterday's revelations. Chloe's empty chair screams louder than any confession could. Before we begin, our CEO says, I understand this is personal, Gabriel. Personal. Such a polite word for finding out your niece weaponized your husband against you. This isn't about family, I say, plugging in the drive. This is about protecting our company. The evidence appears on the screen. Client lists, pricing strategies, meeting notes. Each slide another nail in Chloe's coffin. Another crack in Sarah's heart. My phone vibrates. Nathan, don't do this. Think about the baby. I switch it off without responding. Always the baby. Never the betrayal, the manipulation, the calculated destruction of everything I built. There's more, Lucas announces, standing. We've traced unauthorized access to our merger documents, files downloaded at 3 a.m. from Miss Miller's terminal, then transmitted to... The boardroom door flies open. Chloe storms in, Nathan right behind her. My stomach turns at how in sync they look, how practiced their entrance feels. This is a witch hunt, Chloe declares, one hand protectively over her stomach. Aunt Gabby is trying to destroy me because of a personal matter. Personal matter? The words taste like acid. Is that what we're calling corporate espionage now? You're just jealous, she spits back. Nathan chose me. He loves. Nathan chose whatever would keep you quiet about the insider trading. The room goes silent. Nathan's face drains of color. What insider trading? Sarah whispers from the back. I pull up the final files. Restaurant investment records. Stock purchases just before major announcements. All traced back to Nathan's accounts. All coinciding with Chloe's access to our merger data. You didn't just sell our secrets, I tell Chloe. You helped him profit from them. That's why you needed the promotion, to cover your tracks. Nathan steps forward. Gabby, please. Security is waiting outside, Lucas interrupts, along with 2 SEC investigators. Chloe's mask finally cracks. Fear replaces arrogance as she looks at Nathan, then Sarah, then me. You don't understand. I'm pregnant. I can't go to jail. I was just trying to… To what? Sarah stands, tears streaming down her face. To destroy your aunt? To become a criminal? To make me watch while you tear apart our family? The baby, I realize, was never the weapon. It was the shield. And now, watching Chloe's carefully constructed world crumble, I finally understand the true cost of revenge. The police interview room smells like stale coffee and regret. I've been here for 3 hours, watching Nathan and Chloe's stories unravel through the two-way mirror. Now Detective Morris slides another document across the table. Your signature appears here, Mrs. Thompson, authorizing these transfers. My hands shake as I examine the paper. The signature looks perfect. Too perfect. That's not mine. We found it in your home office, along with evidence suggesting you orchestrated the insider trading scheme. Of course they did. I almost admire Chloe's thoroughness in setting me up. Lucas appears in the doorway, my lawyer beside him. Don't say another word, Gabby. But I'm already laughing, a harsh sound that surprises even me. Let me guess. The documents were in the bottom drawer, left side, in a red folder? The detective's eyes narrow. How did you… Because that's where Nathan always hid things he didn't want me to find. I lean forward. Check the security footage from last night. You'll find your real conspirators. My phone buzzes. Sarah again. 17 missed calls since they led Nathan away in handcuffs. The last text reads, Chloe's bleeding, hospital, please come. Mrs. Thompson? The detective starts, but Lucas interrupts. We have video evidence proving Mrs. Thompson was at dinner with me when these documents were allegedly signed, and footage of 2 other individuals entering her home office last night. The detective studies the new information, then nods slowly. You're free to go, for now. Outside, Lucas grabs my arm. The hospital? Really? After everything she's done? She's still my niece. The words taste bitter. And Sarah, she's still my sister. It could be another trap. Of course it is. I check my phone again. But this time, I'm ready for it. At the hospital, I find Sarah alone in the waiting room, tears streaking her makeup. She lost the baby, she whispers. There never was one. She's been faking it all along. The final piece clicks into place. The perfect manipulation. A pregnancy to justify the affair, to force a promotion, to ensure my silence. And when that failed, to frame me for her crimes. Where is she? Gone. She checked herself out an hour ago. Sarah won't meet my eyes. Nathan, too. They took everything from my savings account. I sink into the chair beside her, revenge turning to ash in my mouth. I'm so sorry, Sarah. I never wanted… Don't. She grabs my hand, squeezing hard. Help me find them. Not for revenge. For justice. My phone buzzes one last time. A text from an unknown number. You should have played along, Aunt Gabby. Now everyone loses. The private investigator's photos spread across my kitchen table like a map of betrayal. Nathan and Chloe at the airport, at a bank in Mexico, at a resort where they'd planned to hide until the scandal died down. All my careful revenge, and they still managed to slip away. They emptied 3 offshore accounts, Lucas says, scrolling through his phone. The money's gone. Not just their money. Sarah's voice cracks. My retirement fund, the house payments, everything. The doorbell rings. Megan steps back from the window. Police! This time they bring handcuffs. Detective Morris reads my rights while his partner explains the new evidence. Forged documents linking me to the insider trading. All perfectly crafted to make me look like the mastermind. We found your fingerprints on the transfer documents, Morris says. Of course they did. I'd handled them during the investigation, exactly as Chloe planned. She'll fight this, Lucas argues as they lead me out. We have proof. The proof shows I accessed those files first, I say quietly. Chloe used my passwords, my accounts, my signatures. She learned from the best, didn't she, Sarah? My sister flinches. Years of teaching Chloe business tactics, showing her how to navigate corporate politics. I'd handed her the weapons she'd use against me. At the station, they show me security footage. Me entering the office at midnight, accessing confidential files. Except it's not me, it's Chloe wearing my clothes, walking exactly like me. She'd studied me for months, perfecting every detail. Your husband made a deal, Morris announces. He's testifying against you. The final betrayal hits harder than I expected. Nathan's testimony would make the frame-up complete. No jury would believe the devoted wife's story over the repentant husband's confession. They let me make one call. I dial Sarah's number, but Chloe answers. Hello, Aunt Gabby. Her voice drips with false concern. I heard about your arrest. How awful. You won't get away with this. I already have. Nathan's quite convincing when he's scared. And Mom, well, she'll believe whatever keeps her daughter safe. Through the phone, I hear Sarah in the background, asking who's calling. It's no one, Chloe says sweetly. Wrong number. The line goes dead. I stare at my reflection in the interrogation room window, seeing what everyone else will see. A successful woman driven to crime by jealousy and revenge. The perfect villain in Chloe's story. Ready to make your statement? Morris asks. I straighten my spine. Yes, but not the one you're expecting. The resort's security footage plays on Detective Morris's laptop, timestamp showing 3 hours ago. Chloe and Nathan at the front desk, arguing. Nathan storming out. Chloe following, her mask of confidence finally cracking. Keep watching, I tell Morris. The next clip shows Nathan at an ATM, emptying accounts. Then Chloe doing the same an hour later. Both of them running, but separately. Both of them betraying each other, just like they betrayed me. Your sister's the one who called it in, Morris says. The moment she saw the bank alerts. Sarah sits beside me now, her hand gripping mine. The final piece of evidence plays. Chloe's phone calls, recorded by the FBI's Financial Crimes Unit. Her voice desperate as she realizes Nathan's taken everything, including her share of the stolen money. I did everything you said, she screams at him. I framed her. I lied about the baby. I destroyed her life. We had a deal. That's enough, Morris says, closing the laptop. We have patrol units moving in now. My phone buzzes. A text from Lucas. She's here, I stand. No need, I know exactly where she's going. The company's parking garage is empty this late, except for one car, mine. Chloe stands beside it, looking nothing like the confident manipulator who destroyed my life. Her designer clothes are rumpled, her makeup smeared. He took everything, she says when she sees me. Just like you knew he would. You taught me about revenge, Chloe. About playing the long game. I step closer. About using people's weaknesses against them. Nathan's weakness was always greed. You set us up, let us think we were winning. While you did exactly what I predicted. You turned on each other. I unlock my car. Get in. She hesitates. Why? Because you're still my niece. And Sarah's daughter. I meet her eyes. And because prison might teach you what I couldn't. That some things matter more than winning. Like what? Family, truth, actual justice, not just revenge. I open the door. Your choice. The police are 5 minutes away. Tears streak her face as she realizes the full scope of her failure. Not just the money or the failed scheme, but the weight of every relationship she destroyed. I'm sorry, she whispers. I know. I gesture to the car. That's why I'm giving you a choice, more than you gave me. Behind us, sirens wail in the distance. Chloe looks at the car, then at me, understanding finally dawning in her eyes. This was never about revenge. It was about forcing her to face the truth about herself. She makes her choice. The divorce papers feel lighter than I expected. Nathan's signature is shaky. Prison visiting rooms aren't the best writing surfaces. He didn't look at me once during the signing, just like he didn't look at me during his sentencing. You knew, he said, his only words to me. You knew we'd turn on each other. I didn't answer. Some victories don't need words. Sarah brings coffee to my new apartment, where unpacked boxes still line the walls. We sit in silence until she pulls out an envelope. Chloe wrote this, from rehab. She places it on the table between us. She asked me to give it to you. I leave it unopened. How is she? Angry, scared, finally honest. Sarah's hands shake slightly. She told me everything. About studying you, copying you. She wanted to be you so badly she forgot how to be herself. The doorbell rings. Lucas stands there with takeout and case files. Our weekly ritual since everything fell apart. Since he helped me piece together the evidence that saved me and condemned them. The board approved your promotion, he says, setting down the food. CEO by next quarter. Sarah picks up her purse. I should go. Chloe has phone privileges today. At the door, she hesitates. Was it worth it? The revenge? It wasn't revenge. I meet her eyes. It was justice. There's a difference. After she leaves, Lucas moves closer. You never told them about the offshore account, did you? The one with their stolen money? No. I pull out my laptop, showing him the transfer details. The money goes to Sarah tomorrow. Anonymous donation. She lost everything because of them. And Chloe's letter? I finally open the envelope. Inside, just 3 words. You won, Aunt Gabby. She still doesn't understand, I say, tearing it up. It was never about winning. Lucas touches my hand. The gesture holds promise, possibility. But I pull away gently. Not yet, I tell him. Maybe not ever. He nods, understanding. Some broken things shouldn't be replaced, just healed. My phone buzzes with a text from Detective Morris. Nathan's requesting another meeting, says he has more to confess. I delete it without responding. The truth is already out there, written in bank statements and betrayals, in choices and consequences. My revenge wasn't in destroying them. It was in letting them destroy themselves. The setting sun paints my new apartment in shadows. Somewhere out there, Chloe's learning hard lessons, Nathan's facing his choices, and Sarah's finding her way back to trust. And me, I'm learning that justice and healing aren't the same thing, but sometimes they walk the same path. I close my laptop. Tomorrow's another day. And this time, I'm writing my own story.